Hello. I haven't done this in a while, so it feels a little strange, but I was going to write this up, and I probably will still do, but I just thought it'd be nice to share it in a video. I don't know where to start really. Today I had a conversation with a friend, which is, or was, much like so many conversations I have with a lot of my mum friends. And it's not a good one. It's a sad conversation, if I'm honest, and it's just hearing another story about somebody who's really unhappy, ultimately, and they're unhappy in a relationship, ultimately, not just unhappy, but unhappy in a relationship, married, whatever. But the thing is, it always seems to be the same thing. It always seems to be the same thing. And I just got home and I'd been thinking about it, how I just keep having the same conversation. And I just thought it's just not right. But why are we having this conversation? Why am I meeting so many unhappy people? And they seem to all be unhappy about the same thing. So let's just get to the bottom of it. I think most people are unhappy in their modern relationship because people are basically just working too hard. I'm not a slacker. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not a slacker, but I think people are working too hard. We're working too hard to do too much, and we're working really hard, and we're trying to bring money in, but sometimes I'm often thinking to myself, what do we need this money for? What do we need this extra money for? Is it these lifestyles that we've created for ourselves? Is it to go to the coffee shops regularly? Is it for the ballet lessons for our kids and all that? We want to give each other and our children the best, our families the best, etc. But the price I think we're all paying ultimately is quite hefty. It really is. I think, the thing is, society's not going to give us the break so that we can put our families first. So in a way, we need to stand up and we need to take the break. We need to take a stand and, I don't know, maybe it sounds romantic, but where we can, come home earlier, work a little less. I just think it's really, really important, basically, because what tends to happen, I'm seeing, is that people are then working really, really hard, and then you're getting in this whole tit for tat of who's working harder, what do we need the most, and all that kind of stuff. And then I don't know, I think it's leading to a lack of respect for what each other does in the relationship. Even when we think we do, even when we think we appreciate it, I think with the pressure that we feel we're under, we're not really appreciating it, we're not really respecting and caring enough for one another. There's loads of compromises that we feel we're each having to make, even though we feel we shouldn't have to. And in a way, I think this is where we sometimes go wrong. I don't think we should make so many compromises, but I don't mean you shouldn't at all, but I think we should give each other a little of what we want. That's what's hard. When you're in a relationship, when you think you're never getting what you want, of course you're going to get a little cross with each other and be unhappy. So give each other, I think, a little bit of what we want. Listen to each other and, genuinely listen and hear and put the time aside to give the person what they're asking for. I just think it makes a difference. I was doing so well, then I've lost my flow. I'm going to keep going because I've got a lot to say, and I don't know, we're just going to keep going. Give each other what each other wants. Make time to give it to each other accordingly, because I think if you don't, you just get so cross with each other. You really do, and we're not being heard or whatever. When we're making loads of money and we're having the lifestyles that we think we want, so we can go to the coffee shop and all these sorts of things. What I think we're trying to ultimately achieve is that feeling of being served. Because when you go to these playgroups, coffee shops, whatever it may be, what you're getting is a moment of stopping and being served, whether it's being served by a friend who's giving you something of their time, your attention, somebody who makes you a cup of tea. You're ultimately being served. And I think it's because we're not supporting one another in the homes enough, or even as friends maybe. So I think we're seeking it more. And the family, home and all the rest of it doesn't give it to us. It doesn't give us what we need. So then we're going out for it more. But then actually that going out costs money and costs time. If our homes were our coffee shops, we wouldn't need the barista to give us coffee. We'd give it to each other. We'd serve one another. And I just think this is really at the heart of why so many of us are becoming unhappy in our relationships. I think, I don't know, the home should be where it's at, but I know the home is a challenging place when you have children, and children are key, and we love them, and they're essential, but it does seem to be where the cracks start to show in a relationship. The pressure is full on. Anybody who has children knows it's super, super, super full on. But I think it shouldn't be that way if we can just, I don't know, change the balance a little bit somehow. Change the balance, slow down a little bit, listen to each other, and I don't know, because we really don't want our children to learn these same bad habits of not making time with one another, not serving each other in the home, not respecting one another. They would end up doing exactly the same thing, just going out looking for money, looking for jobs that just give them money and professions that just give them money, so they don't need one another, so they don't need to serve each other, because I got it all together myself, so I don't need you, and therefore I don't have to be nice to you because I could do whatever, blah blah blah. You know what I'm getting at. And there's an element of that, because I think it's all good to go out there and do your best, but not at the cost of one another. It's just, we can't do that. We need to stop and listen to each other and serve one another. The time, make time, the jobs and the money, I truly believe from the bottom of my heart, will come. I know it's scary, isn't it? But I do believe if we stop, we don't have to work as much as we need to. I mean, I even do this with my work. Sometimes I'm working, but it has never delivered anymore. Never delivered anymore. And I honestly believe that is exactly the same out there. If we stopped working as hard, I honestly believe we'd still get as much done. We just won't waste as much time. But anyway, it doesn't help that when we post in the web, it's like, shows us all these perfect lives and all the rest of it. But it's a big farce. Everybody knows it. Everybody's just posting happy. Don't post happy all the time. Don't post all the time. Just call people, serve one another, be friends. Don't just like something, don't just heart something, call them and actually listen to what your friends are saying, your partner's saying. Listen, genuinely listen, make time for it. Just, I don't know, speak to people more. I started sort of thinking about this whole honest brands thing and being open in general when I started my habit of being honest. Just because I think we all need to open up more, a lot more, and be honest about it. And it doesn't have to be on the web. We don't have to share everything out there. We can actually just call each other and be honest to one another. We shouldn't feel as though the only place to be really open is where we can't be touched by, the internet, where we could do it in front of a screen. Be open, be like this. Say, hey, I need you. Please help me. I don't know, whatever you may need. But we need to do that. And I just think a couple of things that we could do. I have made notes that I think are actionable that we can do to help. Time, I've gone on about it. Make time, make time, make time. Have a little mantra that you say today. I don't know, that takes the pressure off yourself. Whatever your mantra might be. Not today. That's my mantra. Not today. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do that never happens, so there's a lot of not today. But anyway, call a friend a week. I'm shocking, but I'm going to do that more. Make dedicated days. Put a day aside. Today, I'm for you. There you go. You got me. You got me. Something like that. Say okay. I think say okay. Instead of wait, why, say okay. Sure. We can do that every now and then. We can just say okay. Say thank you. And one that I really believe in. Move slowly. We can all just move a little slower. Shit will get done. It really will. Just move a little slower. And breathe. That's a good one for me. I do talk a lot. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I honestly believe, basically, at the heart of our troubles is that we need to serve one another. If we did more, take the pressure off ourselves. It feels good to serve one another. It feels good to help each other. But you've got to make time to do it. You've got to respect, be there for one another, genuinely. Stop and think, I'm going to do it today. And when you catch yourself not doing it, just act on it. And people have a lot of respect for each other. We're all in it together. We're all just trying to be happy, be together. I just think that's what we're here for. serve one another. Do it genuinely. Serve one another. Love you all. See you again soon.